Coming up, the police and the community join forces to celebrate National Night Out. Hundreds of high-intensity and high-speed cyclists come out to support the Fort Lee Education Foundation. And Fort Lee plays host to the New Jersey District 6 Little League State Championship Series. Hi, I'm Linda McHugh. Welcome to the August edition of Fort Lee Today on Demand. National Night Out Against Crime, which was designed to help build police and community partnerships, began simply with neighbors turning on their porch lights and sitting in front of their homes. Well, here in Fort Lee, we tend to do things a little differently.
Yep, Fort Lee, we do it a little differently. We have a big party outside in front of the community center. It's one of those things where, like the mayor says, if you can't find something to do, you're not looking hard enough. And this is another example of one of those great events that we have. This one, we started off where the police department got together with the PBA, and the mayor and some community members had said we should be involved with National Night Out. And we said, you know what, let's do something a little different. We'll call it Fort Lee Night Out.
If you look at the history of Night Out, it was a day where the community come together for a safe evening and interact with law enforcement. In Fort Lee, we kind of brought all of our emergency services together to bring a whole community event.
It's a lot of food, fun, and just get to know our emergency services and get to know your neighbors.
This event is financially supported by the Fort Lee PBA, the Fort Lee Fire Department. Each individual company contributes. The Volunteer Ambulance Corps makes a pretty generous donation, as well as the Parking Authority.
The fire department is always looking for different ways to interact with the kids and let them know about fire prevention and fire safety, and also to reach out to the older community and possibly looking to join the department, as we're a fully volunteer department.
And you're always looking for volunteers, obviously.
Always looking for volunteers. We never say no.
Unfortunately, the weather didn't quite cooperate this year, and the event was cut short when a severe storm hit the area. But not before the police had a chance to make some of their own thunder. More than 400 cyclists from the tri-state area recently took part in the Tour de Fort Lee Criterium bike race on Abbott Boulevard. The annual event is co-hosted by the Fort Lee Education Foundation and the Century Road Club Association, which is based in New York City and is one of the largest bicycle racing clubs in the country.
Today we are hosting the annual Tour de Fort Lee, which is a charity event for the Fort Lee Education Foundation to raise money for the kids for scholarships. And we brought out the whole cycling community of NYC, New York City, and Bergen County and New Jersey here. They're all racing, donating their time and their money to help out the kids of Fort Lee.
Now this started as a friendly little casual bike tour, correct?
Yes, and now it's a full-blown professional race where we have hundreds of riders coming out and riding through the streets of Fort Lee.
Some of the best in the area. We have all the big teams are here today, and the elite race is about to start, and it's going to be fast. Yeah.
How fast?
Too fast.
This is a four-corner criterium race, which is really fast. It's a short course race done on a racing road bike, not like the Tour de France. That's a lot longer and a lot harder. These guys are our local heroes. They're obviously great athletes. A lot of training goes into going this speed. It's very dangerous too. These guys are going 30, 32 miles an hour. Backstretch, they're doing 40 miles an hour.
Today I'm volunteering as part of the OEM group. Office of Emergency Management has a radio group. We support emergency management with communications. Today we are both supporting this event and also rehearsing for emergencies, so it's a double duty situation.
I've been a resident for 28 years of Fort Lee, and I'm a biker myself. I'm not racing today, but when I heard that this event supports the Fort Lee Education Foundation, that was a done deal for me, so I'm very happy to be sponsoring the event.
You are the main sponsor, correct?
Correct, yes. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be doing it for many years to come.
Well, this year's race will go to 4 scholarships. We did four $1,500 scholarships to Fort Lee High School students last year, which is a total of $6,000. So we do a lot of work. Plus we did the driving simulator, which was another $5,000. And we also do a lot of different things in the local schools also.
Any bit of money helps me because paying for college, obviously, it's not easy.
Elkin Flores was one of the recipients of the $1,500 scholarships awarded by the Fort Lee Education Foundation. He said volunteering at the race was his way of saying thank you.
I'm doing whatever I can. I help set up tables. I help set up chairs everywhere, the water. I've been doing the water stand for a couple hours now. Just any little bit I can do.
Why is that?
Just any way to give back I can, like any way I can.
The 10 and under New Jersey District 6 Little League State Championship Series was held at the Fort Lee American Little League Field this year. The town had to submit a proposal along with 13 other towns in southern Bergen County, explaining how Fort Lee would make this series as special as it possibly could for both the players and the spectators.
I chose their proposal as the best one.
Why? What was special?
Just the commitment of the volunteers here and their track record of success, and honestly the business community, our ties to the Chamber of Commerce and the local businesses and the support of the town officials. I knew that we would be able to get whatever we needed.
We're hosting the Final Four, and we're really excited about it. We got thousands of kids and fans in the town, and you know what? We're showing off our resources in Fort Lee, and we love sharing them, and we love being part of other communities also.
The teams have been a lot of fun so far. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Whitey Lang Park for the 2018 New Jersey 8, 9, and 10-year-old Little League Baseball State Championship. This is the first time I get to be behind the mic.
And this is something you obviously want to pursue as a career, correct?
Yes, I'd like to be a public address announcer later on in life for a professional sports team or teams in the New York area.
And you will remember that Fort Lee gave you your start.
Absolutely. I got my start doing Little League games here at Fort Lee American, Fort Lee National.
The 3 or 4 teams that participated walked onto this field and their chins dropped. And they said, oh my gosh, look at these resources. And we're proud of that. You know what? We're bragging a little bit, but we're proud of that because we want to give our kids the absolute best.
And now others get to enjoy it as well.
And others get to enjoy it. Listen, I wish Fort Lee was in this tournament, right? They're not, but that's okay. You know, I told all the parents at the welcoming barbecue of all the kids, I said, look, we're welcoming and we're a safe community and we're so happy to, you know, be a part of this with you, and we thank them for participating. But the greatest message, though, and the best message, once you reach this, you're all champions.
That wraps up our show. Thanks for joining us again.